This 26 Sports and CCTV high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
All right, it's almost the start of the fourth quarter. The Vikings have doubled up Bay City Central 38-19. At this point, we want to let everybody know that DVDs of tonight's game and all the games that we have covered here on 26 Sports and CCTV are available. They can be the girls basketball, boys basketball, the hockey we cover. Also, from the fall seasons, all the football that we've covered from Cadillac, Lake City, McBain, Music, and Manton. If you're interested in ordering any of those DVDs, certainly for our seniors, kind of make a nice thing. Those kids, 15, 20, 25 years from now, they can show their kids, this is when mom had it. So if you are interested, you can dial up cctv-cadillac.org. You can go to mynews26, mynews26.com, that is. Good look right there from the Vikings to start that game, to start this quarter.
Yeah, beautiful little backdoor drop pass, and it looked like one of the shots in the first quarter. That everything was good except the final result.
Those DVDs kind of support the cost here of the program. Our camera operators are all students in the local ISD here, Career Tech Center kids. It affords them equipment, jackets that they get to wear on that cold ice rink when they're there tomorrow night. So, if you want to order one, give the crew a call. I'll give you the station number here. That's 577-1844. They can get you started with that too. A nice bounce pass right there off the screen and roll, just unable to finish.
Boy. It's a part of the game where Vikings really need to be careful. They've got everything going for them, and a couple of beautiful, easy layup shots created by perfect offensive sets that they just didn't finish.
Molly Anderson with the ball. That's Bartman, Katie Bartman. She uses the screen from Brown. Brown slides to a wide open three, and she's going to get a foul she doesn't want to pick up.
Yeah, that's
not one you want to get.
Nope.
That's one of those reflex kind of things, and as Macy gets a little more experience, even though it's just her second foul, that's one you want to make sure in a closer ball game you really don't pick up. Bartman with a great steal right there. She's fouled from behind by Maggie Pitcher.
Nice little defensive play there. So Vikings managed 15 points in the first half and 23 points in the third quarter. So,
well, you and I were talking off air at halftime, and one of the things we said is just keep shooting the ball, and sooner or later they just start going in bunches.
I think you can see the impact that their defensive energy has had on their offensive game to get them triggered again. Really a lot of hustle and spirit on this defensive squad.
That's a smart look right there by Molly as she penetrated on the far side of the floor and saw Smith there, and she's like, you know what, I can't get this shot off. And she pulled it back out. And on this side, you see McKenna does a little bit of a pass fake, but Smith had nothing to do with that, and she swatted that out of bounds.
It's amazing that Smith can be this dominant in the paint, and she's a freshman.
Katie Bartman to inbound the ball. She finds McKenna Bryant. It's going across the top. That's Molly Anderson. Katie Bartman with it. Looks like she was trying to use a screen from Michaela Knight right there.
Little play by Katie Bartman there that's easy to go overlooked. The pass was a little late. The defender was right on it, so instead of just waiting for the ball, she sealed almost as if she's rebounding and gave her body a chance to let that ball come to her. I really like those little plays in a game that make a big difference.
Emmeline Rosenberg sets the screen for Molly to go to the corner. She gets the pass there and takes it into the basket, lays it off the glass. Two more for the Vikings. Caballero with the ball. That's Villarreal. Right here is Soberdowski, and they find Smith inside. That's really good patience right there. Good footwork. That is not an easy thing to do. I think she got one in the nose maybe right there.
That was her eye.
Maybe the eye. Either way, she's going to get some free throw attempts. It looks like we want to have a little break in action as they make sure she's okay while they're doing that. Abby Ruther and Damian Brooks are our camera operators tonight. They're bringing you guys the great shots of tonight's game. And in the truck, taking care of our graphics is Gabby Long. Our director tonight, Heather Stilson. They do a fantastic job. They make what Eric and I do a lot easier. Alexis Smith, just her first trip to the free throw line tonight.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
And, that's one of the things that Coach Thornburg mentioned to me is he thought she just, at this point in her career, doesn't get to the free throw line enough. I think you'll see as her varsity playing experience grows. Remember, she's just a freshman. Yeah. You'll see her at the line a lot more.
I think you've seen that a lot with Macy's played her really solid defense, but Macy's giving up a little bit of a size advantage, and I think what you'll see from Smith over time is she won't fear that, and she'll go at that pressure, and she'll get a lot more fouls and get to the line more often. Right now she's backing away from that quite a bit and sort of trying to hit little floater fadeaway jump shots as opposed to going right hard up to the iron.
Score is 40-20. The score on your screen, everybody's off by 1. 40-20. Cadillac with a 20-point lead. And we got a foul from behind, I think, on Rosenberg. Hemmeline with that one.
Five minutes left. Neither team's yet in the bonus.
Yeah, what did we have in the first half? Bay City without a free throw attempt, and Cadillac with 2?
Yes. Macy made both in the first half.
Nice look right there.
In fact, that's the only 2 free throws the Vikings have taken.
Emily Bond with a great decision right there as Bryant set her up with that pass. Wasn't going to work. Credit Emily for making that decision to pull it out. The Vikings get a good offensive possession as a result of this. Bryant's going to use a screen, slide over, launches a 3. It's off a little bit. Willette with their, Pitcher with a rebound right there. This is Willette with the ball right there. She crosses over. Villarreal gets a short corner jump shot to go. And we have a timeout as the lead is cut to 18. Olivia Willette with a nice game here tonight. My stats have her with 10 points at this point.
Is she their leading scorer then?
She has 10 and Smith with 9. That's 19 of their 22.
On Cadillac's side, Molly Anderson has 5 in the first half and then 12 in the second half, so a total of 17. Leading scorer, Macy, most of her, in fact, all of her work was in the first half. And then Olivia Meyer contributed 5 in the second half, and McKenna Bryant has 10. I think the important thing about Macy is she made baskets when the Vikings desperately needed her to in the first half when nothing else was going in, and Macy held with it, and I think those 8 points in the first half really kept the Vikings alive when everything else was not working for them.
Eric and I were looking at the stat sheet from the season for the girls basketball team, and we looked at the shooting percentages from the field and the three-point line especially, and we thought, the Vikings shoot the ball way better than what we saw in the first half, and it might just take a couple of little things, and we saw 2 easy, I shouldn't say easy, but 2 good drives to the basket, 2 short jump shots to start the half, and that just kind of seemed to relax the girls, and they've been tough ever since.
Really good point guard work by McKenna Bryant there.
3 guarding 3. Olivia Willette has her. Screen from Rosenberg. Bond swings it across. Knight swings it across, going into the basket, and a little hard off the glass is McKenna Bryant.
Another good take, really good play.
Nice job by the Vikings getting back on defense, forcing that tough jump shot right there. Unable to finish right there was number 4, which is pitcher. Her shot was a little long, but we've got a jump ball called. Alternating possession to the Lady Wolves.
Kayla Knight tied her up on the key. You'd rather get the rebound, but if not, tie them up, get the possession next time.
This is Villarreal. She swings it all the way across, finds Drabeck, who looks for Smith, and Alexis Smith unable to control that. That was a nice play. Nice look. It's a tough catch for bigs inside sometimes. Bryant goes behind the back. That's a great decision right there. She's unable to get that shot to go. Rosenberg's rebound is a little off too. Good guard pressure right here by the Vikings. We got a turnover right there. McKenna Bryant got in her grill right there and played solid defense, had her hands up in the air as we've got subs galore coming in here for the Vikings. Let's see if we can get you all these names. This is Olivia Meyer with the ball, looking inbounds to Molly Anderson. On the far side of the floor is Macy Brown, who's come in, along with Cody Holly and Madeline Drabeck.
You're really seeing the strength of Cadillac's dribbling ability against Bay City. Really managing the ball well in midcourt.
That shot's a little bit off right there. That's one that Macy didn't really shoot in the flow. She was so wide open, she kind of hesitated, and often you see that. You hesitate and you just kind of...
Yeah, there's a little hitch before. I think that surprise of not being guarded.
Drabeck guarding Villarreal right there. And there's a nice catch. Almost catch, I should say. Loose ball comes right back to Smith. She picks it up and gets fouled as she puts it in the basket. Give her 2, and she's going to look to get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Cody Holly with the foul on that.
You know, despite that, really just 2 or 3 minutes in the third quarter where Cadillac really lit it up for about 10 quick. Bay City's really held in there, and they keep fighting, and they're not giving up. You know, credit to those girls and that coach.
I think you saw a Bay City squad that's kind of young. Nice screen and roll. Good jump shot right there.
Nice
Continuing her strong second half play. Olivia Meyer with 2 more.
She had a good half.
You know, you see a young squad, and sometimes when things don't go well, especially if you're in an opponent's gym, sometimes things start going bad, and you just can't stop it. How about that move by Molly Anderson?
Wow, a spin with a left-hand flip. That's a shot that you don't think about. You can't cipher it. You just athletically do what feels right. That's a beautiful play.
That's a possession right there. Good interior rebound and strong move from it. Gives Smith 2 more. As Bay City looks to have 5 players set to check in at the next whistle. And there it is. Checking in right now for the Bay City squad is number 44, Brooke Byer. 14, Kaden Myslewski. Number 2, Haley Sokadalski. Number 20, Madison Evans. And I'm missing one again here. I think that's 14 right there. No, I had Kaden, mentioned her.
44, Brooke Byer.
44, yep, Brooke Byer. Thank you, Eric.
Emily Bonds coming in for Cadillac for Macy Brown.
So the Vikings with about 2 minutes to play. As we've got a timeout here, Eric. They're going to pick up their 10th win of this season. 10-1, quite a turnaround for the Viking girls basketball program under first-year head coach Mike McLaurin.
It's a young Cadillac team, and they're really fun to watch. They play with a lot of heart and spirit. They defend the ball well. They handle the ball well. They've got 3 or 4 girls that are really solid ball handlers, which is always a huge asset. 1 is essential, 2 is nice, and 3 is a privilege. And I'd say they they're in the privileged area. But they play with a lot of heart, and that's a combination of what's inside the girls and their work ethic, but it's also a product of Coach Mack. I'm convinced of that. He's one of those coaches that kids just like to play for.
Yeah, and you got Coach Simons on the bench. The Simons boys.
This would be, his 50th game he's attended in his lifetime, something like that. Nice play.
Nice inbounds play set up out of the coaches right there.
Kayla
2
Knight.
points. Kayla Knight.
Cadillac getting some production off of their top leading scorers, and that's really good to see.
Nice job right there, keeping her dribble. Ariel Quayler. It's her with the ball in bounds. Stealing that is Michaela. She finds Katie Bartman, and this is Katie with it. She's going to set the Vikings up. Draybeck back to Knight. Knight goes baseline, sends it across the floor to Bartman. Draybeck with it. She goes between the legs, finds Bartman. Nice job by Bartman right there. Tough catch, but kept her dribble. And as a result, the Vikings get a good look. Michaela Knight's three-pointer is just a little bit off. Back comes Bay City Central. We see number 2, Haley Sokadalski, penetrating right there. She has just 2 for the night. This will be her first trip to the free throw line, Eric.
Both teams are now in the bonus for the first time in the game with just a few seconds left, 49 seconds left.
That goes off rim, off glass, off rim, and then off.
Officials have let them play tonight, but I think the girls of both ways have really used a lot of discipline in their athletic approach to this game, and it makes it a lot of fun to watch. Not many stoppages of play.
Haley goes 1 for 2 from the line right there. Back come the Vikings. Emily Bond with the ball. She goes left, right, back left. Comes across the top. Draybeck penetrates off the glass, just a little bit off. Give her a lot of courage for going inside against the big Bay City squad to try and get that shot off.
Nice defense.
Way to read that. That's Emily Bond, senior. She's played a lot of basketball in her life. She saw that player turn her head, and she said, I got this. 7 seconds to go. Emily's going to dribble out the clock. The Vikings are going to come away with a 46-27 victory here tonight from Cadillac High School. Eric and I will be right back, everybody, with a little post-game wrap-up. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast here on 26 Sports and CCTV.